Hello, welcome into Ed Fry Arena on the campus of Indiana University of Pennsylvania for today's top 25 matchup between the number one team in the country, the IUP Crimson Hawks, and your California Vulcans, 13th ranked in the country. I am Dylan Goday. Joining with me is Noah Mitchell, and Noah, we are on tap for a marquee top 15 matchup here today between two of the best teams in not just the PSAC, but the whole entire country.
Yeah, number one in the country with IUP and number 13 with the Cal Vulcans. We're definitely in store for a great game today and look to see, how Cal tries to come out defensively to slow down this IUP Crimson Hawk offense.
And it's going to be a tough time slowing down this IUP, especially on the offensive end, led by Carolyn Appleby, Lauren Wolosik. Both of those two players had big games in their win just earlier this week on a Monday against Edinboro. That's a huge win against a team that already beat Cal this season.
Yeah, a blowout win, 97-73 against Edinboro. Like you said, Lauren Wolosky comes out with a career-high 33 points and 10 assists with only one turnover.
Yeah, she's going to be the player to watch for IUP along with Carolyn Appleby. Both of those two players, it's a 1-2 punch for IUP. For California, it was a 1-2 punch in their win Monday against Seton Hill with the play of Sierra Barrett and Gianna Flood-Francis.
Yeah, and also to add, Shauna Harrison played a huge game coming in off the bench. Played big with getting rebounds. We know what we're going to expect from Sierra Barrett, but we're expecting a little bit more tonight playing against the number one team in the country.
That we should. This is a game she's been looking out for since the last time she played 2 seasons ago. The last time these two teams played was in the PSAC tournament, and it was a game California wanted to quickly forget. A blowout win for IUP in that game helped them on their season as a semifinalist in the entire country.
Yeah, like you said, a blowout loss to the IUP Crimson Hawks, 90-65. A lot of injuries in that game. Looking for Cal to bounce back after a bad taste and left in the mouth last year from this Crimson Hawk team.
And this is a California team that has some players left from that team a year ago. Abby Sporio, Gianna Flood-Francis, those type of players are going to remember that loss, and it's going to sting them heading into this game. So we're going to take a short break for the national anthem. We'll be back for tip-off here from Ed Fry Arena. Hello and welcome back into Ed Fry. We're going to pause one moment here for the national anthem. So sit back and relax while the national anthem plays. And welcome back here to Ed Fry Arena. It's a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Noah, again, we talked about it in the open. This is a game that California's been looking for. We heard it in the coaches show this week from Coach Strom. She doesn't look forward to games, but this is a game that was hanging in the back of their mind for some time, especially after their devastating loss to end their season last year.
Yeah, and I think IUP circled on just about everyone's calendar when it comes around their time. Like you said, a very, very bad taste left in their mouth from last year. Looking to remove that taste today with a sweet victory.
We will see if they can do just that. Looking at the starters here for California, Bianca Jasper, Abby Sporio, Sierra Barrett, Gina Valacorsa, and Gianna Flood-Francis. Noah, we know what we're going to get from Sierra Barrett, but who do you think can step up here today? We saw Gianna Flood-Francis in their last game. Who do you think is that second person to step up in this game here tonight?
I think Abby Sporio needs to have a big game defensively, along with Bianca Jasper. When we've seen her, she did not play too well Monday against Seton Hill. Looking for her to have a big rebound game to show off what she's able to do.
Getting on to IUP here. Their leading scorer on the season is Carolyn Appleby. She will be starting here, and actually they're going to be first going to announce Natalie Myers is starting here for IUP. Next is Lexi Griggs, She is a junior. The lone two juniors on the team there, and Natalie Myers and Lexi Griggs that are starting for the Crimson Hawks. And getting to the seniors now, number 24, Lauren Wolosik, number 5, Carolyn Appleby, and number 4, Brittany Robinson. And no, we mentioned Lauren Wolosik's big game just a few days ago against Edinboro. She's going to be a player that's going to be tough for California to stop here tonight.
Right, and that's where I say Abby Sporio needs to have a big game. She's one of the better on-ball defenders on this defensive side for Cal. Look for her to really step up and try to slow down that scoring from the Crimson Hawk offense.
Be definitely interesting to see how this defensive-minded team in California can do stopping this high-powered attack in IUP. This is a team that's one of the leading scoring teams in the entire country, led by Appleby. So it'll be interesting to see how this game starts out. I think how this game starts is going to be really telling on how the end of this game comes along, because if California could start fast, get IUP down early, get them in their heads wondering, is this going to be another rivalry matchup back and forth as the thing goes along, or will IUP start off fast and bury California from the start? It'll be interesting to see how California can respond.
Yeah, it'll also be interesting to see how IUP handles, this aggressive trap defense that the Vulcans play. We've seen the Vulcans have so much success getting turnovers and then points on runouts against other teams this season. Look to see how IUP chooses to play that.
Getting ready for tip here from Ed Fry Arena. Great crowd. They're giving away foam fingers here for this game, and I believe T-shirts for the men's game immediately following this. This is a great atmosphere. Noah, your first time up here visiting IUP, and it's an impressive facility.
Yeah, beautiful arena. I said it when we pulled in. Looking at it from the outside, it's just stunning. And to see the crowd support that they get here is really something I look forward to seeing Cal get in the future.
Getting set for the tip is number 4, Brittany Robinson and Sierra Barrett. Tip is up and controlled there by Gina Valacorsa. Bianca Jasper only played 11 minutes in their game earlier in the week against Seton Hill. This is going to be a tough matchup here today for her against Carolyn Appleby. Vulcans in the first possession. See this man-to-man defense here from the Crimson Hawks. Bianca Jasper sets for the deep 3, way off the mark there. Hit nothing but the rim, rebounded there on the inside. Ball's tipped around and eventually controlled there by number 40, Lexi Griggs.
And that's not the shots you want to see her taking early in this game. Work the offense a little bit more and try to get a better look.
As drive there by Appleby. She'll be fouled on the outside there by Abby Sporio. Sporio, one of the better defenders on this team, picking up her first foul. Could be something to look out for. You don't want her to get in too much foul trouble.
Right, we talked about that a little bit before the game started. A player that cannot afford to get into foul trouble, but we've seen it a good amount this year.
IUP now looking to put the first points up on the board. Appleby inside the Robinson. Robinson's a player I remember 2 years ago in the PSAC tournament, had a great game against California. Appleby driving in, shot no good, rebounded there by Griggs, and her putback is up and good. That's something that California's going to have to do. A much bigger team here in IUP able to get the offensive rebound and put it back in. Defensive rebound is going to have to be key here for California.
Yeah, absolutely, and we talked about this as well all season. California not having the big man presence inside on defense to try to take away some of the offensive rebounds and second chance points.
Sporio was looking for Sierra Barrett, but traveled with the basketball before she was able to get that pass off. Sierra Barrett with a nice cut to the basket. Sporio just a mental mistake there, picking up her pivot foot before she got the pass off.
Just got to slow it down, take her time. Like you said, Sierra Barrett made a great cut to the basket to get open. Slow down, take your time, and the game will come to you.
As Appleby there gets stolen away by Gina Valacorsa. Great defensive effort there from Valacorsa. Jasper out to Sporio. Sporio, deep shot, not really her game. Gets rebounded there by Sierra Barrett as she steps out of bounds. Looked like she may have been tied up there with Griggs, but a couple early possessions for California taking outside shots. And against man-to-man defense, I don't think that's California's best shot to get really in a rhythm offensively.
No, we know California's at their best offensively when they're giving the ball to Sierra Barrett down low, letting her go to work, and then working off that, creating wide open teammates for looks.
Sporio, great hands defensively there as Robinson was looking for Appleby on the cut, but Sporio was able to knock that one away. Out of bounds, possession to the Crimson Hawks. Appleby looking for Robinson. Ball's tipped there, and the hustle for the rebound is Jasper's heading after it, but it will go out of bounds and will remain IUP ball. Great effort there from Bianca Jasper.
Yeah, great effort that we're accustomed to seeing, not from just her, but from this whole Vulcans defense. I mean, they really get after the ball, get on the floor. They're not afraid to go after every loose ball.
So we're getting some discussion here. If that ball is IUP, will be possession to IUP, and it will be. 8:06 remaining here, 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock. That's something that they may have been talking about as well. Not a lot of time to get from full court here to get a bucket.
Yeah, something that we've seen in the NBA happen to James Harden. They pick him up full court to give him less time to work.
As they're looking for the open shot, as Griggs has it over to Wolosik. Wolosik's runner is up and good, and Wolosik picking up where she left off Monday afternoon.
Great move to get Sporio on the floor and get past her for an easy floater in the lane.
Did look like an easy floater there, as we get a made three there from Flood Francis. Flood Francis had a great game Monday, and picking up her great game here tonight.
Exactly, Dylan. Really came alive from three on Monday against Seton Hill. Look for her to continue that today.
And she's on the floor right there. They're actually going to call her with a traveling violation as Gianna Flood Francis there for the ball and traveled with it. She rolled over. Robinson gets it here for the Crimson Hawks. Score is 4-3. There's a nice drive there from Robinson. That was a mismatch there against Bianca Jasper. Jasper, a couple inches shorter than Robinson there. It's just a tough matchup for the Vulcans.
Yeah, they know they're going to get mismatches down low and on everywhere on the court. But what they're good at is double teaming to help out.
Get a foul. Looks like a loose ball foul against Jasper. They're going to get a charge there. She's cutting through the lane. Offensive foul against, actually going to be on Sierra Barrett. And again, California looks out of sorts a bit on the offensive end.
I agree with you completely. I mean, the score is only 6-3 right now, but the momentum feels like it's all the way in Crimson Hawks' favor.
That it does, as they're showing why they're the #1 team in the country. Drive there, no good. It looks like it's going to be a charge as Jasper takes a charge on the other end for the Vulcans. So back-to-back offensive fouls for each of these two squads. That's going to be on Lexi Griggs, her first, team first on the Crimson Hawks. Again, IUP was a national semifinalist just a season ago with a record of 30-4. Continuing that on to this season, much of their team from last year is back for this season, including Appleby, Robinson, Wolosik. All were big, key parts to this team last season. Sporio there as 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Jasper driving in, shot blocked away there by Griggs. Now IUP with numbers on the other end. As nice drive there leads to a nice dish there from Appleby to number 40 in Lexi Griggs.
Yeah, I thought the ref might have awarded Gianna Flood Francis with the charge call there. Looked like she hesitant to blow her whistle, not getting the call though.
And Noah, you mentioned Shauna Harrison being a key part as a three there from Jasper's up no good, rebounded there by Griggs. Fight for the ball ends in the hands of Appleby as Shauna Harrison's actually, I was about to check in for the Vulcans. as an easy layup again here from Lexi Griggs, and the momentum, you mentioned it, all in favor of IUP.
Yeah, I know Coach doesn't like to call timeouts. Maybe you need to see one really soon just to try to calm the girls down and get them focused to play this big game.
Down by 7 early here as Sierra Barrett's outside shot is up and good, and that's something to kind of cool the nerves here for the Vulcans.
Right, given the green light, shoot the ball whenever she catches it, whenever she feels like she's comfortable, she has green light to get the shot up.
IUP now has done a great job their last few possessions. I believe they've scored the last 4 times they've had the basketball. They drive here and is kicked out of bounds as Shauna Harrison will check in now, and you mentioned the great game she had on Monday.
Yeah, looking to continue the great job she did on the rebounds, getting a lot of boards for them. I think she had a double-double with 10 and 10 on Monday against Seton Hill.
I think the biggest thing is her size. So they need her size on the inside defensively to stop the bigger post players that IUP has. Another nice pass from Appleby to Griggs, who elected to go against the shot as the shot clock's now down to 5 seconds. Appleby's tough runner in the lane is up and good. Fadeaway shot there for Appleby, nothing but net, and that's California getting them late in the shot clock but still able to find a bucket.
Yeah, the fadeaway shot there, taking away the size mismatch that Shauna Harris had on her, even with the hand up.
Shout out to Shauna Harrison's family across the pond listening in. They commented on our crew picture from last week. Shout out to her family for tuning in. It's a missed shot there from the Vulcans. California again struggling offensively. Kind of what we saw against Seton Hill at the beginning of that game on Monday as Flood Francis continues her great effort as it flies over to CUTV and WCL's own Colin Kirkwood, who batted that ball away. We reached the first media time out here in the first quarter. California finds themselves down by 6, 12-5. Take a short commercial break. You're watching California Vulcans women's basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. Hello and welcome back into the Ed Fry Arena. California down 12-5 against the number 1 team in the country, the IUP Crimson Hawks. Dylan Goudet and Noah Mitchell with you on the call here for this one. No, it's been all IUP to start this game.
Right, and then, like I said earlier, the scoreboard isn't really reflective of how the game feels just to be in an atmosphere here. It feels like the IUP Crimson Hawks are up a lot more than what they are. A good sign for California, though.
And IUP at home this season is 9-0 with an average scoring margin of 33 points. So definitely well on the pace to putting on performance, just like that's a team that's tough to beat at home. And California has seen that in years past. Again, these two teams play each other usually 3 to 4 times a season as Appleby's deep 3 up no good. Got tipped around. There's Shauna Harrison battling on the boards, exactly what coach put her in for. Drive there by Jasper, no good, and she will be fouled. Looks like that foul will be against Appleby, I believe. Let's see who they call the foul on, and it will be on Carolyn Appleby. Her first, team second. Nice drive there by Jasper. Again, she's trying to get more into the offensive flow of things. I think that's what hurt her Monday. She couldn't get into a rhythm on the offensive end, so she's trying to drive, trying to take the deep shot to get into that rhythm.
Yeah, it really felt like she was forcing a lot of the deep jump shots that we don't usually see her take. I like to see her get in the lane there because that's when she does most of her damage offensively, not only scoring, but finding Sierra Barrett for the dump-off passes.
Definitely so. It's a missed shot there. Sierra Barrett hustles for the rebound, though. Big offensive rebound there for Sierra Barrett. Anytime against a bigger team that California is a deep 3 there from Valcorsa is up and in. Anytime California can get a second chance opportunity against this bigger IUP team, I think that's a win for the Vulcans.
Yeah, absolutely. really creates momentum, seeing the second chance points go down, seeing the hustle to grab the offensive rebounds.
You'll see that from Sierra Barrett as IUP passes it around. Lauren Wolosik fights for it and gets that stolen away there by Valacorsa. Up ahead to Barrett, who came out of nowhere. Turn on the Jets right there to get that ball. Puts it up and into the basket.
Yeah, very underrated pass by Gina Valacorsa there to lead her directly to the basket and put her in a great position to finish.
Sarah Barrett just went from one into the court to the other in a blink of an eye as California's going on a run out of that media timeout. They mix up their defense a bit, and they're going to get a traveling violation. And now the momentum, as California is just like that, cut it to a one-point game, Noah, the momentum in favor of the Vulcans.
And I don't know if it's too funny to say that this is because of Shauna Harris coming in the game. And we see her come in against Seton Hill and bringing a lot of momentum into the game with her.
It's just underrated. I think her size presence out there just helps them out so much defensively. You don't have those mismatch that you have with her out of the court as she goes up for the shot there short, as Robinson with some great defensive effort for the Crimson Hawks. As Harrison there gets matched up on Appleby. She drives in, tough shot, no good. Comes up with the rebound, does Shauna Harrison. 2:42 remaining here in this first quarter. California has battled back to make it a one-point score here. Barrett thought about driving, kicks it out to Valacorsa. Three is up and no good. Looked right on line, but a little too strong there as Flood Francis hustles for the offensive for the steal and gets the shot up and the foul. Flood Francis coming out on fire here in this game just with her effort early on.
One of the early coaches shows, Coach really talked about the hustle that Gianna Flood Francis brings to this game. That's what she's here for, and she's really good at it.
Yeah, that's her thing year in and year out that she's been here, is that hustle effort from her. First free throw is up and rims out. There's California's now missed two of their first three free throws. Appleby checks out here as well as Griggs. So two of California's IUP starters now head to the bench. Some reserves have checked in. Flood Francis misses the second free throw. Two big missed free throws there. The rebound's pulled down by Natalie Myers. Handling the point guard duties now is Lauren Wolosik. 33 points Monday night against Edinboro. Nice drive there from number 42, Myers. Offensive rebound, though, by Kendall Hunter. Robinson drives in, no good. Rebound tipped around. That's one that California would like back as it's right in their hands. The shot there from the corner up and no good. IUP has gone cold as Valacorsa is stuck in a trap there, gets through. IUP has gone cold here from shooting after a really hot start.
Yeah, like we talked about a little earlier, momentum swings in big favors, and it's not funny to say that their shooting is going down with loss of momentum.
But Harrison shot no good. Barrett comes up with the rebound, and there will be a jump ball. I believe it should be IUP basketball, and it will be. 1:34 remaining in this first quarter. Much needed rest here for Flood Francis. She's been hustling all over the court as Abby Sporio checks in for Flood Francis. Score is still 12-11. IUP has yet to score in over 2 minutes of action, closing in on 3 minutes. As Wolosik up ahead to Robinson. And we're going to get a traveling violation. Another travel there against Anna Holland. California's defense kind of ratcheted up their pressure, causing IUP to make some mistakes.
Pressure is definitely what California is going to bring defensively, and it'll turn into these turnovers that they're getting right now.
We're going to get a carry here for Jasper, and there was one. She didn't need to put any extra flavor there on that dribble. She looked like she had an easy path, but she commits a turnover. And you hate to see that when California's able to force a turnover on one end and then commit one on the other. As a nice move there from Wolosik. Gets Sporio guessing. She gets the ball now, drives in, nice pass to Robinson, and that's tough to stop right there. When Wolosik can get into the interior of this Vulcans defense, she really has a lot of options.
Great dribble display shown there by the Crimson Hawk player. When you got people flying around all like that, you're going to get an easy layup.
As Valacorsa there, they're going to get her with a traveling violation. So California really making some mental mistakes here in this first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers. They're giving IUP the ball back to get hot again. You just talked about them getting cold, and they're just giving them more possessions to warm back up.
As Wolosik with the basketball now. Again, this is with Appleby and Myers off the court here. 2 starters for the Crimson Hawks. Robinson now, guarded by Barrett. Gets it back to Wolosik. California picking up the defensive pressure here as Holland's 3 is up and good. California now allowing IUP to go on a run before this first quarter comes to an end.
We've seen them in shoot around before the game. I mean, this Crimson Hawk offense was shooting the lights out and shoot around. Well, we can't give them wide open looks for California's defense.
Last possession here, this one as the shot clock is turned off, down to 7 seconds remaining on the game clock. Sporio has it now. She's going to have to force up a tough shot with 1 second left, and that will be the end of the first quarter. IUP goes on a run to end the first quarter with a 17-11 lead. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching California women's basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. Hello and welcome back to Ed Fry Arena. California finds themselves down 17-11 at the start of the second quarter. Dylan Godet and Vulcans quarterback Noah Mitchell here with you. Noah, slow start for the Vulcans. They were able to battle back, but then IUP ended that first quarter on a run.
We talk about basketball being a game of runs, and we've seen that throughout the whole first quarter. IUP goes on a run to start the quarter, and then California battles back, and IUP finishes the quarter with a big run.
California will have possession of the basketball to start the second quarter. No adjustments to California's lineup other than Sporio checks out and Flood Francis checks back in. Only 6 players have played so far for California. As Shauna Harrison, the freshman, has checked in. Jasper. Now to Flood Francis. Again, great defense there as a pass inside to Flood Francis. Nice move on the inside by Flood Francis, and really she is coming along strong the last few weeks for California.
A player that we didn't really talk about needing to play big today, but is definitely stepping up with Sporio being on the bench.
That she is, especially with her defensive effort as she go for the trap there. Jasper, and as Harrison knocks that ball out of bounds, will remain IUP basketball. 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Harrison's played great the last few weeks. She's won the PSAC West Freshman of the Week last week. The drive here from Wolosik. Nice kick out. Back to Wolosik. Tough shot up, no good. Great defensive pressure there from Barrett. Forced that tough shot. Vulcans down by 4, 17-13, 9:10 remaining here. This second quarter. As the ball is tipped around. See what the Vulcans can get on this offensive possession. Again, this tough defense from IUP. Two great defensive teams here in this game. As Jasper, step back shot, actually going to drive back in, get that shot blocked. Not a great drive there from Jasper, results in a blocked shot.
No, but like you said, two great defensive teams out here. I mean, and they wouldn't be great defensive teams if the rankings didn't show it.
Exactly right. Again, only just one loss between these two schools all season as Robinson, tough shot on the inside, goes in. California back down by 6, 19-13. Yet to get the ball in Barrett's hands the last few possessions to see if they do that here, and they do. Give it to Barrett as she almost makes Robinson fall there on the move. 12 seconds now on the shot clock, down to 10. Flood Francis drives in and will be fouled. Should be on her way up for 2 shots again for Flood Francis. That foul will be on number 24, Lauren Wolosik. Her first. team first here in the second quarter. Flood Francis missed her last 2 free throws. California just 1 of 4 in the ball game from the free throw line. Francis sets, shoots, and hits her first free throw. As checking in here for IUP is Lexi Griggs. As maybe a little different than what California's accustomed to playing. It's as bleachers behind with a screen. They don't really see that any other place. Is the big LED screen here as she misses that second free throw. It could be affecting the free throws a bit. Just not used to shooting with that in the background. As they're going to get a foul here against Valacorsa. Be Valacorsa's first foul. Team's first foul as well in the second quarter. 19-14 is your score. Vulcans down by 5. Appleby not on the court right now for IUP, but they've been able to keep control of their lead. They do have Wolosik out there, their second leading scorer. As a deep 3 there from Holland is up and good. Anna Holland now with 2 made threes off the bench sends their lead to 8, 22-14.
Yeah, 2 big threes taken by her today.
A nice pass on the inside to Barrett. From Flood Francis to Barrett. And again, that's becoming the new 1-2 punch here for the Vulcans.
Absolutely. I mean, we've talked about this in games past. Her ability to pass the ball down to Barrett, you can really see the chemistry. She knows when she's going to be open.
Wolosik, tough defense there, able to get it off as moving the ball around quickly here inside the Robinson. Back out to Holland, back to Robinson, and talk about great offense. That's how you're supposed to do it. Draw the help defense, find the open player for the easy bucket.
Yeah, great ball movement throughout that whole possession there. I mean, it seemed like the ball did not stop moving until it went through the bottom of the net.
As it's 24-16 now. Leading scorer for the Vulcans so far is Bears. Will get a turnover there. Wolosik the other way for the Crimson Hawks. Out to Robinson. Wolosik driving in more nice ball movement as Griggs 15-footer up, no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled there by IUP. Holland, another deep 3 up and off. And anytime Holland gets the ball in her hands, we've seen so far, could make any 3 from anywhere on the court. Score is still 24-16. Valacorsa deep 3 now up and good. We mentioned the outside shooting. Could California get that going? Valacorsa now with 2 made threes.
Yeah, Valacorsa was wanting that one when she seen the ball go into Bianca Jasper's hands. She was ready to shoot that ball, calling for it the whole possession.
And IUP's going to have to take a timeout. They had no one back to catch the inbound pass. We will stay with you here as we're going to take a look at the standings here in the PSAC. IUP on top of California. IUP 10-0 in the conference. California 9-1, followed by Edinboro and Slippery Rock. Again, IUP was able to defeat Edinboro in a blowout victory on Monday. That's California's lone loss on the season. Just a great, tightly competitive PSAC West.
Yeah, we talked about the California-Edinboro game. Edinboro was just on fire shooting the ball that night. Look to see California rebound big when they get to play them again.
We shall see. And again, other teams on there, Seton Hill, see them 5-5 in the PSAC West. But when you look at their overall record, they have just lost 1 game out of conference. That shows you how tough this PSAC is. And Coach Strong was talking about it in the coaches show this week. It's really competitive from top to bottom. I mean, Clarion just 4-9 in the PSAC. They still have 7 wins on the season. That just shows the depth of this conference from top to bottom.
And we've seen when Slippery Rock came to Cal to play them, and Cal had to battle back from a pretty large deficit to come back and win that game.
So you never know what you're going to get here in the PSAC West. They call it the Wild Wild West for a reason, as football is the same thing. You're a football player here for the Vulcans. This is a game here in IUP. It's just one of those tough conference matchups.
Yeah, can never take a team lightly in this conference because you never know when tonight is going to be their night.
We're talking on the way here. Seton Hill in football scored on your Vulcans their first drive. I mean, that's another team that you never know what you're going to get, even from a team that doesn't have the best of records. As we're back to action here, as more nice ball movement results in an easy layup there for Kendall Hunter. And you can see early why IUP is just such a prolific scoring team.
Yeah, and that set that California was in defensively. They're looking to trap there. And when you don't get the trap to initiate, then you're going to leave people wide open.
Lots of substitutions here for California as they're going to get a foul against the Vulcans, loose ball foul, as DJ Hahn, Brianna Allen, and number 32 in Woodyard, Amaya Woodyard for California, have all checked in. Only two starters that remain on the court for the Vulcans are Sporio and Barrett. Score is 26-19. 7-point lead here for IUP. Wolosik drives in. We get called with a traveling violation. Lots of turnovers here for each of these two teams start out.
Right, something that we usually see Cal take advantage of is the turnovers and scoring off these turnovers. Look for them to improve on that today against the IUP Crimson Hawks.
Two of California's freshman guards in Woodyard and Allen now in the game. Woodyard with a nice dribble move there and to get her open shot.
Yeah, very nice dribble pull up there. Something that we haven't seen from her. Look to her to maybe get confident with that shot and knock it down more.
Valacorsa sets the check in here for the Vulcans. As the Vulcans down by 5 now, 26-21 is another layup there for Kendall Hunter. They're just able to move that ball around, get moving in their motion offense, and find open looks.
Yeah, definitely maybe getting Sierra Barrett tired. I mean, we've seen her play Monday. She played all 40 minutes there, not able to really get back on that backdoor cut.
Sporio now with it. Over to Barrett. 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Sporio now for deep, no good, and that's not really the shot that Sporio's, that's not really her makeable shot. She's really a driving and score, not really known for her post-up, her spot-up shooting.
Yeah, really going to hurt the Vulcans offense with her taking shots like that and not knocking them down. Look for her maybe getting a rhythm before throwing up shots like that.
Vulcans now down by 7 again, 21-28 is your score. There's a missed shot there as DJ Hahn. Woodyard fight for the ball. Brianna Allen winds up with it. Back to DJ Hahn. Woodyard now leads the break. I'll pass that ball inside to Barrett. We'll call a foul there. So Woodyard tried to attempt that pass to Barrett. 4:02 remaining. Score is 28-21. DJ Hahn checks out here for Gina Valacorsa. 4:02 remaining in the second quarter. Woodyard has it under her own basket. Kicks it over to Sporio. Woodyard now with possession. See what this offense can draw up. Barrett has it. Nice look inside to Valacorsa. She's fouled on her way up. I believe that may be on Appleby. If it is, actually, no, they're going to call it on number 24, Lauren Wolosik. That's her second foul. So Appleby and Wolosik each with 2 fouls. The 2 leading scorers for the Crimson Hawks. That's something to take note of. With 3:48 remaining in the first half. You don't want either of those 2 players, if you're IUP, to pick up the 3rd foul.
Right, and look to see California maybe go after those players to get them into further foul trouble.
Valacorsa makes her first free throw. I'll tell you what I would do is get the ball in Barrett's hands when she's guarded by one of those 2 players. Because, you know, guarding Barrett on a drive, a lot of players have to foul to keep up with her, as the second free throw from Valacorsa is up and in. Score is 28-23. 3:44 remaining. California staying right within shooting distance here, just within 5 now. Wolosik has it inside to Robinson. Nice defense there from Sporio, but the ball gets back to Robinson. They're going to get a foul on the floor against Brianna Allen. And right there, California, looks like they could grab possession of the basketball and just lose it. It's one of those bang-bang plays that you hate to see, as they're taking the ball out under their own basket.
Look to see, the Vulcans play big, keep their hands up to maybe force some turnovers and really help out on these mismatches.
Wolosik now guarded by Sporio. That's a mismatch, as Wolosik turnaround shot is up and good. And Sporio, again, with the lack of size for the Vulcans, gets matched up on Wolosik, and that's just tough for her with just the size advantage.
We've seen her make a play before the turnover to give the ball back to IUP, where she was able to steal the ball from the defender. Not able to do it that time.
Valacorsa drives in, draws another foul. That foul is going to be on Robinson, I believe. It's the net. It is on Brittany Robinson. That's her first, team 4th. Next foul will send California to the free throw line. Vulcans down by 7, 3:11 remaining. Valacorsa hit her last 2 free throws. Sets for her first. Shot is up and good. Flood Francis checks in now for Sporio. So 2 hustlers out there for California subbing in and out for each other.
Yeah, Dylan, if you remember Monday when they were playing Seton Hill, Gianna Flood Francis was struggling a little bit with cramping, it looked like, towards the end of that game, looking for her legs to stay warm tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough with the tough week for the Vulcans. 3 games this week. You don't see that too often. Nice defense there from Barrett as she loses it. But Vulcans retain possession. Nice pass from Woodyard to Allen. Senior to freshman on that transition bucket there.
And it all started with the hustle by Sierra Barrett there. Get in there and break up the pass and set up the transition points for the Vulcans.
She was just quicker than Brittany Robinson on that pass attempt to steal it before she ever got a hand on it. It's a nice matchup here as Barrett not asked to guard too many elite post players, but Robinson is one of those players. Missed 3 there. Ball will go out of bounds and will remain IUP basketball. Barrett doesn't know about that call. Thought that may have been off the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, it looked like it from here. I mean, the refs obviously having a better angle down there, but not able to get the call for the Vulcans.
It's a 3-point ball game, if you can believe it, for some of the struggles that California has had here in this game. IUP going on a bit of a scoring drought here as Appleby looks to end that, drives in, out to Griggs. Her shot is up and no good. Nice rebound there from Barrett as she will draw the foul. Barrett, again, it becomes kind of customary for the Vulcans to see her play night in and night out, but I mean, she is a hustler. We mentioned Valacorsa, we mentioned, not Valacorsa, but Flood Francis and Sporio with their hustling ability. Barrett does that all the time, but never really comes out of the game. So,
right, and we talked about it, playing 40 minutes on Monday, turn around and probably have to play 40 minutes again tonight against IUP. Look to see how long her legs can keep herself into this game.
She misses her first free throw. Again, it's something we don't talk, I don't think, enough, is just her hustling ability, because Sporio and Flood Francis kind of interchange for each other doing just that, but Barrett's doing the same exact thing while staying in the game for the full 40 minutes as she hits her second free throw. Vulcans just trail by 2. Closest it's been since just out of that midway through that first quarter. Appleby driving in. Layup up, no good. Ball tipped around. Flood Francis saves it. Up to Valacorsa. Vulcans don't have numbers here on this transition as Valacorsa wisely slows it down. Allen over to Barrett to tie it up. Shot is no good. Nice rebound there from Brianna Allen. Looked like she was amongst some trees there in the middle of that. Defense somehow comes down with the rebound. Vulcans a second chance opportunity. Again, we talked about the few opportunities they'll have for second chance. This is one of them.
Big second chance heifer here. Try to put the Vulcans ahead or tie it up.
They get it to Barrett with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Left-hand layup up and good, and it is a tie ball game here, 30-30. California has tied up this one with 1:25 remaining in the first half. As we get an IUP chant here from the students and the rest of the crowd. You can hear the Vulcans bench as well with some applause as Appleby shot no good, rebounded there by Woodyard, but she stood out of bounds. She was saying she may have been pushed there from Appleby, but it will remain IUP basketball.
Definitely think she might have been pushed a little bit there. Got to be careful. I know she's frustrated. She didn't get the call that she wanted. Got to be careful not to get a technical foul by smacking the ground there.
Appleby now has missed her last few layup attempts as Barrett hustles again, knocks that ball out of bounds. I'm actually going to say it was off of Robinson. So maybe a bit of a makeup call there from the call that we just saw.
Definitely what I was thinking, a little bit of a makeup call. But like you've been saying this whole game, great hustle by Sierra Barrett, using her quickness and her length to affect passes and create turnovers.
And she's been in this rivalry more times than you can count in her years of playing here for California. She had to sit out last season, but she, I know, remembers that game from last year, being still a part of the team as she makes the outside shot again. Barrett with the shot, and California now on top, 32-30. So California going on a run here before halftime.
Yeah, you've seen a little fist bump there by Sierra Barrett. She's really feeling her offensive game right now, and she should be.
Appleby drives in, misses another layup, rebounded there by Brianna Allen. Less than a second difference between shot clock and game clock. See if the Vulcans find a wide open shot here from Flood Francis, and she knocks it down. 35-30 lead. California now on an 11-0 run.
And here come the Vulcans. Like you said, 11-0 run. Big defensive possession right here to go into halftime without a bucket by the Crimson Hawks.
California up on the number 1 team in the country, 35-30, 4 seconds remaining on the game clock. Appleby, deep three up, no good. It's an air ball, and it will be the end of the first half. Noah, California with a 35-30 lead. They're able to hold IUP scoreless for nearly 3 minutes of game action.
And we're not, this is something that we are not like we don't see happen often. We know the Vulcans defense can turn it up at any point in time, and the great hustle they're shown to create the 5-point lead going into halftime.
Before we take our break for halftime, I'd like to point out the scoring totals for each Vulcan player. Sierra Bear with 11, Valacorsa with 10, and Flood Francis with 9. That's really balanced scoring there, Noah.
Yeah, and Barrett just getting into double-digit figures with that last bucket there. Look for her to have a really big first half. It looks like she's feeling her jump shot a little bit.
We're going to take a break for halftime. We'll be back for the second half action. California with a 35-30 lead over the number 1 team in the country. You're watching CUTV Sports 1's coverage of California women's basketball. Hello and welcome back into Ed Fry Arena on the campus of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The Vulcans are up by 5 on the number 1 team in the country, California 35, IUP 30. Dylan Godet and Vulcans quarterback Noah Mitchell on the call here in this one. Noah, what a first half, especially the end to the first half by the Vulcans.
Yeah, great job by the Vulcans defensively to turn down the momentum by IUP Crimson Hawks. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, we've seen IUP put up 90 plus in multiple games this year, and for the Vulcans to hold them to 30 points in that first half is big.
Definitely a big advantage, one of the top scoring teams in the entire country. This is actually the first time all season that IUP has trailed at the half. So California doing things right here. And we were talking about how slow this team was starting really offensively. They took a while to get into an offensive rhythm. IUP really dominated the first part of this first half. And then things started to turn around for the Vulcans, especially towards the end of that first half. They were forcing Carolyn Appleby into some tough shots. The leading scorer for IUP really was held in check for the most part in the first half.
Yeah, by foul trouble, as we've seen 2 IUP Crimson Hawk players in foul trouble here with two or three to end the first half. Look for the Vulcans to take advantage of that and go at these players to get them deeper into foul trouble.
Getting set to start this second half of action. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We were looking at halftime, the numbers, over 40 people just watching at the halftime break, so we appreciate all your fan support. We are happy to be able to travel up to IUP. We thank the SAI Corporation at CalU for being able to allow that to happen. Nice to take the trip up here. School just started for us this week. Noah, being the Vulcans quarterback, this is a nice opportunity for you to really get some relaxation during your off season and join in on the CUTV fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a little bit of relaxation. We started lifts today, actually, mandatory lifts, and then next week we'll start running.
And that's always a fun time, those 6 a.m. runs. Noah may be a little sluggish to start some of our broadcasts, so getting rest up from those workouts. But
yeah, I mean, you really find out who is putting in work over the off season and who's ready to come back for a dominant season.
Exactly right, and it's awesome to have somebody that we covered just last football season now joining us for the basketball broadcast. Really appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate you having me.
Getting set to start this second half. California again with a 35-30 lead as IUP now has it. A bit of a different start here for IUP. They start with Wolosick as she passes it now to Appleby. She drives in there, long pass to Robinson. And this is really how this first half ended as California gets the steal. They're starting to trap. I think that's what's really causing those mistakes from IUP.
Yeah, I talked about it before the game started. I'd like to see how the Crimson Hawk defense is going to handle this trapping from the Vulcans.
Deep three there from Valcourse is no good. It'll be a jump ball possession to California. Valcourse's deep three. She was able to make 2 of those threes in the first half. She's the second leading scorer in this ball game with 10 points behind Sierra Barrett's 11.
Yeah, absolutely. She needs to keep on shooting that deep ball. I mean, it's treated her well so far today, and look for it to continue.
Valcourse had it there. A lot of contact there with Appleby. No foul is called, but nonetheless, California basketball, 11 seconds now and counting on the shot clock. Nice pass inside to a wide open Sierra Barrett, and I don't think a recipe for success for IUP is leaving Sierra Barrett wide open.
Yeah, IUP comes out. You see what they talked about at halftime. They come out in the 2-3 zone here. Great ball movement by California's offense to set up the easy inside pass for Barrett.
As Appleby gets back to her scoring ways, gets that bucket to fall. Appleby now with just 4 points, averaging 18 points per game. California did an excellent job keeping her in check. Those 2 fouls in the first half also affected her time being played. Barrett, another shot, gets fouled on the way up by Robinson. That'll be Robinson's second foul and send Sierra Barrett back to the free throw line.
Yeah, it took a tough one. Looking like she got hit in the face right there. She's turned into a really good free throw shooter, after the first couple games of the season, and they've proven to be really big in these big-time games like this.
Barrett at the free throw line. And something you mentioned with that 2-3 zone, Coach Strom on her coaches, so you can catch that on CUTV Sports 1, the replay of that as she misses her first free throw. Something she mentioned on that this week was the teams starting to play more 2-3 zone against them, and now we're seeing IUP do just that.
Well, we've seen Cal struggle, really early in the season with the 2-3 zone. I mean, it really, limited the scoring by Barrett. So it's something that they have to adjust to because they're going to see this later on in the season.
Barrett gets the second free throw to go. 6-point ball game now. Vulcans on top. Appleby driving in. Kicks it around the horn out to A wide open there. Number 24, Lauren Walalsic hits that corner three.
Yeah, after watching them warm up, and we talked about it earlier, not many players on this offense that you can leave wide open for threes like that, and definitely not her.
Holland off the bench had 2 of their threes, and now Walalsic joins in on the fun. We're going to get an offensive foul here against Sierra Barrett. That's her second foul, first against the Vulcans. Score is 38-35, one possession ball game now. Crimson Hawks down by 3 as their bench gets into the cheering efforts here, possibly trying to encourage their teammates out on the court. 8:16 remaining here in this third quarter. Walalsic double team there by Sporio. Gives it over to Appleby. 3 from the same spot. Walalsic just hit it. It's no good. Ball goes out of bounds and it will remain IUP basketball. And it looked like Appleby may have touched it while she was sliding out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I've seen the same thing that you seen, Dylan. And for that ball to be called IUP's way is really mind-blowing for me.
Yeah, it looked like she may have touched that while she was sliding. It looked kind of a baseball or softball slide. Like they're sliding into base was Appleby. But California's definitely turned up their defensive intensity there. Trapping, they've adjusted, trapping off of screens as we're seeing here at the double team there on Walalsic. That has resulted in open players. Kendall Hunter's 3 is up, no good. Rebounded there by Sporio. 3-on-2 break here. 15-footer from Valacorsa banks in, and good. 40-35. Gina Valacorsa having quietly great afternoon here, 12 points. Walalsic drives in against Barrett, and it's going to be a charge. Great charge take there for Sierra Barrett.
Something that we see the Vulcans really excel at. They're really good at getting their feet set defensively and getting set in great positions to take these charges.
Brianna Allen checks in here for California. She was a part of the lineup that ended that first half, as that lineup had 2 freshmen in the lineup, and Brianna Allen and Amaya Woodyard. 40-35 is your score. 7:26 and counting remaining here in this third quarter. Vulcans on top as Valacorsa's deep 3 is up and rims out. That would have been a big one there for California. Rebound is put onto the ground. We're getting a jump ball. It will be IUP basketball, but that shot was in and out there by Valacorsa. That would have been a huge 3.
Yeah, absolutely would have been a huge 3. I mean, you talked about it before. She has 2 big ones already. She should not stop shooting the ball, though, because they're going to be big for her in this game.
Anytime she can catch the ball in rhythm, she's going to make that more times than not. As they're cleaning up the court here, as Walalsic set to pass this ball into Anna Holland, kind of on cue, just talking about her 3-point shooting ability. They're putting her into the corner now, so look for her to possibly spot up for a 3. Seeing some screens between Walalsic and Robinson inside. Gets Walalsic freed up as she turns that ball over. Nice steal there by Valacorsa. Valacorsa over to Allen. The freshman back out to Bianca Jasper now, setting up this Vulcans offense. Again, IUP has switched up to a 2-3 zone here, mixing things up out of the halftime break. Allen over to Jasper, who's left wide open. 3 is up, rims out, no good. She's really yet to find her shooting stroke here the last few nights.
Yeah, and you'd like to see her shoot her way out of this little cold spell here, but maybe she needs to look inside for better options.
It's a 3 there from Griggs is up and no good. Nice rebound there by Sierra Barrett, and the Vulcans are out and running. Nice pass there from Jasper to Allen, is up for the layup, no good, but she is fouled by Lexi Griggs. Nice pass there from Bianca Jasper to Brianna Allen.
Yeah, right. A great pass by Bianca there, but even better job for Brianna Allen to use her body, lean into the defender, and then get that foul call.
IUP has yet to shoot a free throw in this game. California has shot 12 free throws opposed to actually 14 free throws. That was the 15th. That one's made there by Brianna Allen, but the fact that California is able to play this defense and keep IUP off the free throw line is a key part of this game so far.
Yeah, definitely going to be big for them. I mean, I can think back to the Bloomsburg game when California got into foul trouble and sent Bloomsburg to the free throw line, how they were able to stay in that game. I mean, and they're not the number 1 ranked team in the nation like IUP is, so keeping them at the free throw line is going to be really big.
California with their largest lead in the game, now up to 7, 42-35 over the number 1 team in the country. Appleby is double teamed there. Nice tip there by Jasper, and Barrett gets the steal. Vulcans back the other way is Gianna Flood Francis, excuse me. Vulcans now have a chance to extend their lead here. Jasper slowing things down at the point guard position. The 2-3 zone hasn't really affected them too much so far. Jasper spots up for another deep 3-3 is up, no good. Rebound tipped around, another hustle play there by Flood Francis, and looks like the official may have turned her ankle there, as it should be a tie-up possession to California. But I think California here, they don't call timeouts too often. I think in a situation like that, when you have possession of the ball on the ground, that's a great opportunity for a player to call a quick timeout to retain possession.
Absolutely, and then they get the ability, save the possession there by calling a timeout. Like you said, they don't call many of them, so you're going to have a lot to use.
Yeah, definitely have them saved up. Coach Strum, I mean, even though you lose one at halftime, she doesn't care. She doesn't call those timeouts. She lets her players figure things out on their own. And with the media timeouts, this is getting a bit of a break in the action here for the referee to tie their shoe there, but it really, California with these media timeouts, they're able to time things out to where they don't have to call those timeouts. And if you need them at the end of games, as Barrett's tough shot up and no good there, you will have them. That's a loose ball foul, I believe, against Sierra Barrett. That will be her third, so that's something to keep an eye on. But with those timeouts, lastly here, it's just great to keep a hold of them in case you need them at the end of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're so big towards the end of the game, try to set up stuff mentally, not only give players breaks.
Shauna Harrison heads to the scores table to check in. Big possession here for IUP, down by 7. Their largest deficit of the game. Appleby out to Walasic, nice move inside, frees up Robinson, and that's what we saw in the first half there. Nice ball movement, especially from Walasic there. Gets California's defenders over and help and finds the open Robinson.
Absolutely, good ball movement there. Like you said, leading to wide open players for IUP to make easy layups.
Lead cut back to 5 as Jasper, tough pass into Barrett as she shoots another 3. Rims out, rebounded there by Barrett. Her layup is up and no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Flood Francis. Out to a wide open Valacorsa, who misses that 3, so Vulcan's starting to become a bit cold from behind the 3-point line. Ball's tipped around, bounces right to Appleby. She misses another layup. Appleby again with just 4 points here. Averages 18 points a game. She's struggled so far.
Yeah, not too much contest there on that layup. Sierra Barrett kept her hands down, tried to avoid fouling there, just missed the layup.
And Barrett with 3 fouls. Jasper shot a lot of 3s here, unable to knock any of them down. As Allen gets stuck on the inside, she will be fouled there by Brittany Robinson. That will be Robinson's 3rd foul now. So Appleby and Robinson each with 3 fouls for the Crimson Hawks. We've reached our media timeout. We're going to take a commercial break here. California with a 5-point lead over the number 1 team in the country, 42-37. We're going to take a short break. You're watching California women's basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. Welcome back to Ed Fry Arena. California holds on to a 5-point lead, 42-37 as we get back to action here. Jasper's going to pass that back to Valacorsa. As something that Noah mentioned to me during the timeout break, that Sarah Barrett's now on the bench for Harrison, giving her a rest with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, and IUP comes out man-to-man defense now, so changes by both teams out that timeout break.
Yeah, see how long how long is Barrett going to stay on the bench? Surely it's not going to be too long.
Yeah, definitely can't be too long.
You do have to conserve her, though, with those 3 fouls. That's tough to deal with. Nobody else for California really in any foul trouble. Vulcans remain in their tight man-to-man defense. Corner there to Holland inside to Robinson. Nice move in the inside, up and good. And without Barrett out there to guard Robinson, I mean, much shorter Flood Francis able to take advantage of it.
And that's where California really needs to, do what they practiced. I mean, they practiced the help side defense. That's why they front the ball in the post, let that ball go over the top, and there's usually someone there to double.
Score is 42-39, 3:30 remaining in the third quarter against Sierra Barrett with those 3 fouls on the bench. So see how California can respond. Jasper turns that ball over there. Ball's tipped around, controlled there by Appleby. Jasper again struggling, continues here for her. Last year she was a big focal point in this team, and last couple weeks she's just struggled for the Vulcans. Big possession here. We're going to get a hand check against Valacorsa. That'll be her second foul, team third foul against the Vulcans. 3:05 remaining in the third quarter. Starting to sense the momentum here. Head back in favor of IUP as the crowd's starting to get into it a bit more.
Yeah, we hear the IUP chant coming from, the crowd here. We really need to see Sierra Barrett get back in the game really soon.
See if California can limit those mistakes with her off of the court. Appleby over to Robinson, guarded by Valacorsa, double team there by Jasper, going to a charge. Excellent charge take by Jasper. That's what you get from her, and she's struggling in the offensive end, but she's able to battle on the defensive side of things.
Starting to sound like a broken record. I mean, when we talk about California's defense always being really, really good at rotating and getting set defensively to take these charge calls.
Robbins is going to take a break here for IUP, so I think that goes back in favor of California with Barrett off the court. Fixes their defensive matchups. They're going to get a timeout. Wow, that's rare. A timeout from Coach Strom. We're going to stick with you here. California with a 42-39 lead. No, what have you seen so far here in this third quarter, especially with Barrett off the court?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the ball movement slowed down a little bit. Something that, California's offense can't happen. You can't lose production when Sierra Barrett's off the court, even though she is a great player.
Take a look at our social media here. Check out our Facebook page, California University Television. Check out our Twitter at CUTV_PA, and our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, which you would be watching the game right now. Thank you to our 65 live viewers. All 65 of you, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. And also CalVulcans.com. We took Alex with us from the Sports Information Department. Thank you to Alex there for traveling along with us. I know he was talking about how much he wanted to be in attendance at this game. Again, this is one of the ones you circle on the calendar at the beginning of the year. The games at IUP, the games at Slippery Rock, those are the ones that mean a lot to this program.
Yeah, you're giving your shout-outs. I also want to give a shout-out to Ralph. I mean, we can assume he's listening back at Cal. I mean, a big supporter of what we do over here at CUTV.
Thank you to the Buchanan Upshur faithful as well. Big game for my alma mater and Lauren Bennett's. Yet to see her really get into the action so far today, but a big game for them here tonight against Morgantown, one of the toughest teams in the state, a sectional matchup for Buchanan Upshur. So the fans there are tuning in before their matchup against Morgantown. So we're back to action here. California up by 3, 42-39, 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. Flood Francis drives in, layup up and good, and I was wondering when we're going to see Flood Francis step back up on the scoring end. Right there we see it.
Such a quick first step there by Flood Francis there, and you see her get it by her defender, and it really creates, a lot of separation for her offensive game.
Get a drive here and kick out to Hunter. She passed it over to Appleby, who has struggled here, only 4 points. Layup, shot from the paint is up and good, and there we saw another great move there from Appleby. Makes it a 3-point game again, 44-41. Jasper with the ball out top. Over to Flood Francis, who's sizing up her defender. Get a switch off there. Flood Francis now, hand down, man down three as the shot is up, no good. I'm accustomed to seeing plays like that from Flood Francis.
No, but the defender gave her a lot of room. I mean, I think she was right to take that shot.
As she was. As she's feeling herself these last few games, I mean, she's really gained a lot of confidence, especially last game against Seton Hill. She took over the game there for a while. Brianna Allen, the freshman, shoots a three, up no good. Rebound, actually going to get a foul, loose ball foul, I believe, on Flood Francis. That will be California's 4th team foul. Just Flood Francis' first foul. They really haven't struggled in terms of committing fouls, the Vulcans so far. Really, Sierra Barrett with 3 fouls Valacorsa with 2. 14 fouls though. IUP with 5 team fouls, so next time they commit a foul, it'll be shooting opportunity for the Vulcans. Pass over to Appleby. Nice hands there by Brianna Allen. She hustles for the ball, but it will go out of bounds. And that's the thing about these freshman players for California. Woodyard, Allen, Lauren Bennett even. I mean, those guards really have quick abilities there to just get hands on basketballs.
Absolutely, and they know their role. Coming in as freshmen, I mean, for the most part, they're here, play big minutes in the hustle game to keep the Vulcan scorers fresh to put up points.
Appleby, tough shot up, no good. Great defense there from Bianca Jasper. As a pass to, it looked like no one there from Valacorsa. Not sure about that one, as she will commit the foul there, her 3rd foul, and will send number 14, Anna Holland, to the free throw line. And that was just not a good looking play there from Valacorsa.
No, it looked like when Gina went to pass that ball there, she might have got the ball tipped or her arm hit or something. And then for her to turn around and then have her 3rd foul on top of it, not a great way to end that possession.
And sending Holland to the free throw line, and we've already seen so far as a great shooter. Knocks down that first free throw, cuts it back to 2. Both teams in the bonus now. Possession error to IUP. 54 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Second free throw is up and good. It's back to a 1-score game. Things have tightened back up here. Vulcans up by 1. 53 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. IUP remains in their man-to-man defense. They switch it up to a zone for a little while. Flood Francis drives in, gets blocked. Will be out of bounds. California will retain possession. 18 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And California surviving, though, with Sierra Barrett on the bench. Expect to see her start of the 4th quarter here, but they are surviving, still with a lead, as it is slim, just 1 point now. Shauna Harrison has it. 15 seconds now on the shot clock for Jasper. Calls out the offense. We get a defensive chant here from the IUP faithful. Jasper drives in, tough layup, up and good. Jasper, I think she needed that one to regain her confidence, her first bucket of the game.
Huge bucket there by Jasper to get that layup to go, like you said, looking to spark her offense going into this 4th quarter.
Their shot clock is turned off for Appleby now. 15 seconds and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. They're going to hold for a last shot opportunity here. Hunter has it, looking for Appleby. Nice cut there by Appleby. Backdoor cut, layup up and good with the foul. She has a chance to tie this up with 4.8 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Carolyn Appleby heads to the free throw line. 46-45, 4.8 seconds remaining. Robinson sets the check in for Appleby, pending this free throw. This is going to come down to the wire, folks, as Appleby hits it, and it's a tie ball game again now, 46-46. The tide has turned in favor of the Crimson Hawks at the end of this 3rd quarter. 4.8 seconds, see what the Vulcans decide to do here. Jasper has it, dribbling quickly up the court. Layup up and rims out, and that would have been a big one. Game is tied up. Stay tuned for what should be an exciting 4th quarter of action here from Ed Fry Arena. Ball game is tied up at 46 apiece. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching California Women's Basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. And welcome back to Ed Fry Arena. Things are all knotted up at 46 apiece. IUP, number 1 team in the country, finds themselves tied with your California Vulcans. Dylan Godet and Vulcans quarterback Noah Mitchell on the call here for this one. Noah, We see Sierra Barrett has checked back in. This should be an exciting fourth quarter of action.
Absolutely exciting fourth quarter action. I can remember thinking back to the football game when IUP was ranked number 2 and how alive we came in the third and fourth quarters of our matchup to come away with a big win against them.
Yeah, we'll get to that as this game continues on. Heading back, I'll ask you some questions about that. You were firsthand in there knocking off the number 2 team in the country at the quarterback position, so you know all about what this rivalry means as it's IUP basketball. Wolofsky over to Hunter. Hunter's pass inside. We're going to get a charge. A nice charge take there by Bianca Jasper. And something else, what you're mentioning, the ranked football team. I can't remember a last time these two teams have played. If you at home can tell me, maybe Matt Kiefer from Sports Information, if he's tuning in, I can't remember the last time that either of these teams in football is going to get a foul called here. Football, men's and women's basketball, that one of the teams haven't been ranked. I mean, it's been quite some time, I think, since that's happened, and that just shows the strength of these two teams in the PSAC.
Yeah, it says a lot for these two programs over the years.
And not only basketball for men's and women's, but also football. These are the teams you look forward to playing if you're in the PSAC. And the region as a whole at that. As it's Barrett now with the ball. Out to Jasper. Again, she's set for a lot of that third quarter, really just midway through the third quarter with those 3 fouls. Her and Valacorsa with 3 apiece. Jasper drives in, gets that shot blocked. Nice block there from Lexi Griggs.
Yeah, really nice block there. Look for Cal to come out this play. Remember, we see when Cal's low on the shot clock, we see a little dribble handoff with Bianca Jasper to Sierra Barrett. Look for that here late in the game clock.
9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The ball will be tipped out of bounds. California basketball still, but just 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock, so have to work quickly here on this possession. Flood Francis has it, throwing it in from the left corner here. Looking for Allen, who's wide open. Allen's going to drive in as they were double team Barrett. Allen tried to get the layup, no good. Saves that one, but it will not get out of bounds. It will be IUP basketball. We're going to get a timeout here from the officials, maybe checking something there, but nonetheless. We'll head back to action here. IUP basketball, game is tied. IUP looking to take their first lead since the first half. Game's tied up at 46, possession error to California. Get a drive here from IUP out to Kendall Hunter. Maybe looks like another charge. Actually, they're going to get a block as they're holding on here to get another look. Maybe she was on the restricted circle, but it looked like a charge to me. They're going to call a block, and I am not too sure about that one. Looked like her feet were set outside of the restricted area.
Yeah, awful call. I mean, we do such a great job, Vulcans do, defensively rotating there, and we've seen it right there, just not able to get the call from the referee.
Yeah, that's a tough one for California. That really saves their defense on all these opportunities. It looks like they kind of bait you into driving in. They kind of make you off balance when you're on your layup attempt as first free throw's up and no good. But they really bait you into driving in aggressively, and then they sit there and take the charge, and that's how they rack up fouls. I mean, everybody on the court right now for IUP has at least 2 fouls, with Appleby with 3. The second free throw's up and good, so IUP takes back the lead, 47-46. 8:43 and counting remaining in this fourth quarter of action. IUP ranked number 1 in the country, California ranked number 13. Valacorsa open 3, up, no good. Rebound tipped around. Flood Francis had a player on her back there. And they will get possession to California here, but California unable to really find their three-point shooting touch here in the second half.
Yeah, you can see them really daring Brianna Allen to take that shot so that they can double Sierra Barrett down in the post and not let her get the ball very easily.
Brittany Robinson checks back in. It looked like, wow, Flood Francis was fighting for that loose ball. It looked like she was almost tackled there, but no call. It will be California basketball. Again, how IUP has turned around this game is really just mixing up their defense and forcing California into missed shots. Jasper has it. The shot clock reset off of that missed shot. So they have a full shot clock to work with here. As looking for Sierra Barrett. Has it on the inside. Layup up, no good, but she draws the foul there from Lexi Griggs. That'll be Griggs' third foul and send Sierra Barrett back to the free throw line.
And that's what Sierra Barrett really excels at. She's really good at drawing contact there and sending her to the free throw line, where she's become a very good free throw shooter this season.
She has 14 points to lead all scorers here in this one. One of the leading scorers in the PSAC. First free throw is up, and it rims out. Big missed free throw there. Second free throw here for Barrett. Could tie this ball game back up at 47. She's able to knock this one down. Free throw is up and rims out, no good. So 2 missed free throws there for Barrett, unable to take advantage of heading to the free throw line. 8:08 remaining here. IUP with a 1-point lead. Mismatch there as Robinson's guarded by Brianna Allen. See if they try to take advantage of it, and they do, but California gets the steal. Up ahead to Flood Francis, layup up and good. Nice defensive effort there from Allen and Barrett to force that point off a turnover.
Yeah, you started talking about a mismatch maybe there. Way to neglect this height advantage and cause a turnover to put the Vulcans back up in this ballgame.
Vulcans up by 1. Pass to an open Robinson, up and good. Nice pass there from Milosky to Robinson, who now has 14 points. They take the lead back, so back and forth action here. 49-48 in favor of IUP. 7:23 remaining. Barrett drives in again, layup up and good. Finish with her right on the left-hand side there.
You can see the defender not really trying to foul there, which leaves a lot less of a contest layup there for Sierra Barrett.
Vulcans back up on top by 1. 7:05 and counting. Left to go here in this one. Milosky drives in, kicks out to an wide open Appleby, but she misses that three. You will not be left more wide open here in Division II basketball. As California lost Appleby somehow, as she's one of the most prolific players the Vulcans will play all season, but they lost her as California's slowing things down a bit here. See if they try to get the ball back in the hands of Sierra Barrett. 13 seconds now on the shot clock. Barrett's going to cut across the paint and will draw the foul there against Griggs. That will be Griggs' 4th foul. It's Lexi Griggs' 4th foul, team 4th foul as well. So California doing a great job drawing these fouls. Next foul against IUP will send California to the free throw line. So all fouls here will send the Vulcans to the free throw line for the remainder of this ball game. And with the new rules with this 4th quarters now, all those free throws will be as a turnover there for Jasper. Left her pivot foot up there, but since they changed that rule a couple years ago to the 4 quarters, no more 1-on-1 for women's basketball. So they will have all 2 free throws remaining in this game off of all fouls.
It'll be really big for the Vulcans to knock down their free throws though late in this 4th quarter. Could really, seal the game for them if they're able to make their free throws late in this game.
Appleby with it now. 6:20 left to go. And one of the best matchups we've seen all season. Barrett almost gets the steal there against Robinson. Robinson retains possession back to Appleby. Appleby drives in, kicks it out to Wolofsky. Nice defense there from Flood Francis. Drives in, finds the open Holland, who passes up the 3. Saw her make 2 of those earlier in the game. Runner, no good. Rebound there by Griggs on the inside. She can't get it to go, but gets her own rebound. Misses the second attempt, and Sierra Barrett pulls down that rebound. Missed opportunity there for the Crimson Hawks. Tough pass there from Flood Francis. We knocked out of bounds. Not sure what Flood Francis was looking at there.
Yeah, I really think she should have just slowed the ball down there, set up the offense, try to get a better look rather than forcing that pass down there.
Approaching the media timeout here. DJ Hahn has come to the scores table to check in. 5:40 left to go now. Vulcans up by 1. Each of these 2 teams, their last few possessions, have been unable to score. Nice cut there from Appleby, but it will go out of bounds. Another turnover there against the Crimson Hawks. DJ Hahn checks in now for Valacorsa, who's gone cold from shooting. She's going to get checked out by the training staff. Maybe she's cramping up a bit.
I mean, not something that we should be surprised to see. The Vulcans have played really tough games and back-to-back now, and another one on Saturday against Merciers.
Yeah, not a lot of rest for these players. Coach Strom mentioned that in the coaches show this week. Again, you can check that out on CUTV Sports 1's archive. that she was talking about how they had a couple weeks where Allen's left wide open, attempts the three. She was not even guarded. Flood Francis comes away with the offensive rebound, but she talked about how on this weekend when the game was postponed till Monday, that they just kind of let their legs rest and just got some shots up. That reset the shot clock here as they are double teaming Sierra Barrett, who gets that ball tipped around and actually off the backboard out into the hands of the Crimson Hawks. It's been scoreless for the last few minutes of action here. Woloski driving in against DJ Hahn. Nice pass to a wide open Griggs. Griggs layup is up and good. IUP is taking back the lead now, 51-50. 4:40 remaining. The next stoppage in play will be the media timeout. Valacorsa sits back on the bench. She appears to be okay after cramping up a bit. Flood Francis with it. Jasper now passing around the outside, working through this offense. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Jasper has it. See if they do a dribble handoff here between her and Sierra Barrett. It'll be just Jasper now over to Allen, left wide open for three. Looks like a long shot, and it is. Rebounded there by Sierra Barrett. Nice hustle by the senior leader for the Vulcans. That reset the shot clock here. Closing in on 4 minutes remaining. Barrett has it in the corner. It's cleared out for her, and she drives in to take advantage of that. Left-hand layup up, no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by the Crimson Hawks. Nice stop there defensively for IUP. Appleby now, guarded by DJ Hahn. Gets it out to Woloski. 1 point ball game. 51-50. Woloski traveled there on the inside, and that will take us to the immediate timeout. Last break in the action here for us. Stay tuned for the remaining of this one. IUP up by 1 on your California Vulcans. Stay tuned after this short commercial break. You're watching California Women's Basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. And welcome back to Ed Fry Arena, campus of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. 3:38 remaining. IUP, #1 team in the country, up on your California Vulcans. 51-50. 3:38 to go. Noah, this is turning into quite the game.
Yeah, I mean, coaches have to do a really good job here of stepping up and making the right adjustments that they need to secure a win late in this game.
Lineup out on the court for the Vulcans is Gina Valacorsa, Bianca Jasper, Flood Francis, Brianna Allen, and Sierra Barrett. Barrett, 10-footer up and good. Nice move there for Sierra Barrett. And with this being a 1 point ball game, we've kind of seen 2 point buckets for either teams. California now find themselves up by 1. 3:15 remaining. The IUP #1 team in the entire country in Division II basketball, according to the coaches poll. California number 13. Ball be out of bounds. Nice defense there from Flood Francis, results in a turnover for the Crimson Hawks.
Big turnover there for the Vulcans with 3 minutes left to go in this game. Try to put them up by 3 now.
Again, 14 fouls against IUP, so the next foul here will be free throws for California. Jasper gets it over to Flood Francis. Out to Jasper. See if they start getting Barrett since she's getting double teamed by a lot of players. See if they can get her screening. As nice drive there from Flood Francis. Noah, she has really stepped up. We keep saying it, but she has stepped up these last 2 games.
Huge game for her. Now with 15 in this game, probably one of the biggest games that she's ever played in.
Woloski deep 3 up, no good. That would have been a big one there for IUP. Valacorsa now pulls down the rebound. Vulcans up by 3. They can make it a 2-possession game here with 2:23 remaining. Vulcans looking to knock down the number 1 team in the country. Up by 3, 2:13 remaining, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jasper drives in. Going to get a charge here against Bianca Jasper. The Vulcans bench did not like that call as Coach Strom with a frustrated look on her face with the hands on the hips.
Yeah, I know. Not too sure about that call. I don't know if the defender really had her feet set there to take that charge. Nevertheless, call on Vulcans, IUP basketball.
It's just Jasper's first foul. As Appleby drives in, tough shot. Nice defense there from Jasper. Nice job by Sierra Barrett to keep that ball in bounds and give it off to Jasper. Under 2 minutes to go now, 1:50 on a turning clock. California up by 3. Big possession here. California can go up by 2 possessions with a made bucket here. Flood Francis with 15 points. See what she can do. Coming off a Barrett screen. 10 seconds, now 9 on the shot clock. Time's winding down for Flood Francis. Thought about a step back shot. Drives in, tough one. Can't get it to go as Griggs gets the rebound. Jasper almost gets a steal on the other end. Appleby has it. Guarded by Valacorsa now. Vulcan still up by 3. Closing in on a minute to go here. Woloski, nice drive in. Shot no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Jasper. We're going to get a timeout here for California. Noah, things are tightening up now. 1:09 remaining. Tell us, you were in a tight game against IUP in the Coal Bowl in the football season. What was going through your head? Maybe the players are feeling the same kind of situation here. It was a tight ball game just like this in that football game.
Yeah, really just need to stay calm here. I mean, I can recall in the game, really just wanting to stay calm, execute the calls that we were getting from Coach Salisbury, the offensive coordinator, to the best of our ability and keep the ball out of Lenny's hands to try to bring them back and win the game. Defense stepped up so big in that game. I mean, we've seen the 100-yard pick 6 by Lamont McFadder. I mean, it was just a great overall game late in that game.
This game here today feels a lot like that. Big plays on the court here for California's women's team. Same kind of situation. They were ranked number 3 in the country when you knocked them off, and now California, actually ranked number 2 in the country was the football team here, and now IUP ranked number 1 here in the women's side of things, and California looking for the upset. Up by 3, 1:09 remaining. It is California basketball. Big possession here because you can go up by 2 possessions, and that really puts IUP in a tough spot. They might think about fouling if they can't get a shot to go in the next possession.
Yeah, up by 2 possessions with a minute left to go in this game would be huge for the Vulcans and really put all the pressure on the number 1 ranked IUP Crimson Hawks.
And there is still 28 seconds on the shot clock, so they can really take a lot of time off the clock here with a long possession.
Don't want to be too passive, though. I mean, you really want to keep the foot on the gas, though, not looking to run out the clock here to try to win the game.
1:09 now. Jasper has it in the backcourt. Guarded by Appleby. Need to get it past half court, and they do with 1 second remaining on it before it would have been 10 seconds. 58 now, seconds remaining in the game. 14 seconds on the shot clock. They are going to take it down here, see what Jasper can do under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Flood Francis has it, gets that ball stolen away by Holland. Big steal there for the Crimson Hawks. Woloski has it now. Guarded by Allen, ball tipped out of bounds. Nice defense there from Gina Valacorsa.
Defense really need to step up big here. I said the Vulcans shouldn't have run the clock all the way down to try to guarantee themselves another possession if they were to miss the shot. Now the Vulcans maybe only getting 1 more possession in this game.
As Appleby passed it into Robinson, guarded by Sarah Barrett, who's played a great job here with those 3 fouls. Robinson's layup up and good. 32 seconds remaining. Get a timeout here from IUP. Now, no, what do? 32 seconds, just 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. If you're IUP's coach here, what do? Do you foul early in the possession or do you let things play out? I mean, this is a tough spot because there's just such a tight difference between shot clock and the game clock.
I mean, we've seen on the past couple possessions now for the Crimson Hawks, I mean, they've played a lot of press. I mean, they've got a lot of pressure on the California Vulcans, ball handlers, and first a turnover on that pass possession that we've seen. Look for him to maybe not look to foul, maybe until later in the shot clock, try to force a turnover that we've seen them happen quite a bit today.
California, like you mentioned, get a little too passive here in the last couple possessions. Haven't really had the chance to get the ball to the prolific scorer in Sierra Barrett, who has 18 points here. Flood Francis with 15. Valacorsa with 12, but I think maybe all 12 of those points, or 10 of those 12, were in the first half there for Valacorsa. So here for California, what do you do here if you're Coach Strom? What are you telling your players in this huddle?
I think you're doing whatever you can, like you said, to get the ball into Sierra Bear's hands. You know that she is the dominant force here for the Vulcans offensively. Try to get the ball in her hands, look for her to drive to the rack, or if they sag off her like we've seen them happen a couple times today, take that wide open shot. But we know how good she is at driving to the lane and causing fouls.
I'd like to take this time to thank all of our viewers back in California for tuning in. We saw earlier close to 80 viewers. We really appreciate your support here at CUTV and Vulcan Athletics. Now up to 98, so closing in on 100. So thank you all to you viewers. This is going to come down. This is a nail biter here at the end of this one. 32 seconds remaining. Just that 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. IUP wisely here going into a full court press.
Absolutely. You want to try to take as much time off of the shot clock as possible here.
Big free throws are going to be coming for California, so you have to think you have to get into your free throw shooter's hands. Up to Jasper. Great job breaking that press. We get a foul there against Holland on Bianca Jasper, sending her to the free throw line. I think Barrett was kind of calling to get the ball in her hands to shoot these free throws, but 25.7 seconds remaining now. Jasper at the free throw line can make it a 3-point game with 2 made shots. She will get 2 shots again. No 1-and-1 anymore in women's basketball. First free throw up. Good. Big free throw made there from Jasper. It's a 2-point game, 55-53. Sets for her second free throw now. Sets and knocks it down. Big free throw there from Bianca Jasper. 2 big free throws. Get a timeout here from IUP now. They find themselves back down by 3. 25.7 seconds left. A lot of time here. I think if you're California, we hear this talked about a lot. If they can't get a quick shot here in IUP, you think California fouls late in the play clock here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can tell Sierra Barrett's out there telling her team, just be smart out there. We've seen this happen multiple times in the NBA nowadays with James Harden taking threes and also but drawing the contact and getting the foul. Send them to the free throw line for 3 points if not making the 4-point play. Vulcan's defense has to stay smart to avoid that situation.
This is a tough spot here because if you foul when they're shooting, then that results in possibly four points.
Exactly.
And that would give them the lead. So, but nonetheless, big free throws were made by Bianca Jasper on this end. She struggled some here tonight, has just 5 points, but she stepped in a big way and knocked down those free throws. She was struggling shooting the ball, left open a couple times, unable to hit it, but she stepped up in a big way and made those free throws.
Also came up, really big. I think she has 2 or 3 charges already on the defensive end as well.
And that's really caused IUP to, I think, once California started taking those charges, they were a little bit more hesitant in taking those drives, which affected their offense. Also new here in the last couple seasons, they get the ball now on their side of the court, like in the NBA, and don't have to take it up the court. As they get the ball in here, down to 20 seconds now, they're going to go for a quick shot as Woloski drives in. It's going to be a charge. What a big charge take by Gina Valacourse. That's been the story of the game, Noah, taking those charges.
And you just talked about how great California was doing at taking these charges, and maybe, IUP's offense, slowing down offensively. Not right there. They stay aggressive, and it comes back to bite them.
Woloski drove in there and committed that foul. Now California has to get this ball in. Valacourse, tough pass there. Jasper comes down with it. What a big play there from Jasper. Not the biggest player on the court. She's able to jump up, kind of ball hawk that ball and bring it down.
Yeah, it looked like it was intended for Sierra Barrett. Went through her hands, or maybe a little bit too far for her. But like you said, great job by Bianca Jasper to jump up there and snag that ball, sending her back to the free throw line for 2 more big free throws.
If she can make this a 2-possession game with these free throws. 17.2 seconds remain. Huge free throws here from Jasper. Sets. Misses that first. Still can make it a 4-point game with a made free throw here.
Yeah, this is the big one.
Thinking for IUP, you still have time to get a quick bucket on the other end. Make or miss here. Second free throw. Good. Makes it a 4-point game. Big free throw there from Jasper. We get a timeout here from IUP. Boy, Noah, been talking about charges all game long. And what do you know? Gina Valacourse steps up and takes a huge charge.
Yeah, California's been practicing this all season. been applying it in the previous games they had all year for big moments like this, taking charges down low against the #1 ranked team in the nation, and it coming back to be very helpful for them late in games.
And this game has huge implications on the regional rankings as well. IUP has all first place votes in the regional rankings right now with 60 points. California with 52, and the third team, Virginia Union, at 50. So this can definitely help California out. They can pull some of those #1 votes and be great for this team. It's still a long way to go in this season, especially after this game. But each of these two teams fighting to host NCAA regionals.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be big to be able to host NCAA regionals like you have talked about. But right now, just focused on these last 17 seconds of this ball game to defeat the #1 team in the nation.
And they also, with the PSAC tournament, you also want to be the #1 seed in the West as well. I mean, that's big. They get the ball in here with 16 seconds and counting. Wolofsky drives in, double teams out to Holland. Holland's three is up and good. Huge three there made by the Crimson Hawks. Jasper has it now, and she is fouled with 9.8 seconds left. As they're pleading for no foul call, is actually going to be some discussion between the officials here. See what they say. It will be foul. They will call a foul here against IUP, I believe. There's some discussion, but a huge three there made by Holland.
Maybe not a foul, but a kickball may be called there.
So a kicked ball, which that's big for California. They can get this ball in. They can take a little bit more time off of this clock.
I think you'd rather be at the free throw line right now, though, rather than trying to inbound this ball again with the pressure that IUP is showing.
Exactly right. Now, of course, he gets it into Flood France. They're getting a quick foul. Didn't allow any time to come off the clock there. Just a couple tenths, if anything. So, big three made by Holland. Actually, I believe that was Holland that made that three, yes. As that will send the Vulcans now to the free throw line. And Flood Francis, again, even if you make both of these free throws, it's still one possession game. Big free throws nonetheless. Flood Francis sets and makes her first free throw. Two-point ball game now, 58-56. 9.2 seconds remaining. Second free throw, good. Huge free throws there made by the Vulcans. They've stepped up in a big way making these free throws. 9.8 seconds. I think you have to foul here. As they did not foul. Appleby shoots the three, no good. Rebound there by Gina Valacorsa, and now 2.5 seconds remaining. Looking great here for the Vulcans.
Yeah, absolutely. One free throw here could really put the game away, making it a two-possession game here. Big free throw attempts by Gina Valacorsa at the free throw line right now.
And that'll be the fifth foul there on Appleby, so that's big. That makes it difficult to get going in your offense here with just 2.5 seconds. It's going to have to be really quick. Without Appleby out there, with the quickest player on the court for IUP, to be sitting down with those 5 fouls. Valacorsa at the free throw line now. Has 2 free throws. Free throw up and good. Big free throw there. If she makes this one, it's out of reach for IUP. Now if you're California, you just don't foul here at all, and it's still out of reach. It's a 4-point game. 60-56. Second free throw up and good. Huge free throws made by the Vulcans. It's now a 5-point game. Half-court heave is up and no good. California takes down the #1 team in the country, the IUP Crimson Hawks, 61-56. Noah, what a game.
Yeah, great game by the Vulcans here. I don't think anybody came in doubting that this would be a great game or doubting the chance that the Vulcans would have a chance to win this.
This has huge implications for the national rankings, the regional rankings, the PSAC standings. Now, both of these teams will be tied atop the PSAC standings. Noah, what are your final thoughts here with this huge upset victory for the Vulcans?
I see this win, giving California so much confidence rolling into the tough stretch that they have coming in the season. Still got Edinburgh again. They got to play Slippery Rock again at home. They got to play Edinburgh. I said Edinburgh already. Seton Hill again. A tough couple games coming up. The Vulcans need to use this to build for the next couple games.
And this is a tough place to play, and it's big anytime you can come in here and come away with a victory. IUP falls for the first time this season to your California Vulcans. For Dylan Godet, for Noah Mitchell, our director Gary, thank you for tuning in as this has been a presentation of California women's basketball here on CUTV Sports 1. We will have men's coverage coming up shortly here on CUTV Sports 1.